Hello, thank you for joining. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the new manipulation ribbon, which is available in ESPRIT TNG release 3.2. This is an ease of use enhancement that's been made where we've moved the functionality from the old window to a new ribbon, the manipulation ribbon. This ribbon has multiple advantages. It's easier to see all the different manipulation types that are available to you, so there's no more drop-down menu with a long list. It's possible to easily perform multiple manipulations in succession. It's possible to add or remove from the group that's being manipulated during the command itself. And as I mentioned, it copies the same exact functionality available in the old group copy method. Okay, let's switch to ESPRIT and we'll see the manipulation ribbon and its commands in action. The ribbon itself is located right here between the home and the geometry ribbons, and you can see all the commands, all your familiar commands, have been given a bit of a facelift with new icons. Another thing I should mention is certain commands, it made sense to actually group them together. So for example, all your different smashing commands are grouped together, as are your optimization commands. So the first thing I want to do on this particular file is I want to take the solid and I want to move. I actually have two solids in this file, and I want to take one of them and I want to move it from one layer to another to make it easier to work with the two solids. So we'll use the attributes. You can see that I get a dialog window that appears. Notice I don't have anything grouped at this particular point. And remember, I can always add or remove from the group during the actual command. That's one of the advantages of this new ribbon. We'll go ahead and make sure our settings are correct here. So first one is create copies, and we're going to set that to no. This is the replacement for those old radio buttons on the old interface. Remember, we had a move and a copy radio button that you'd have to switch back and forth. So basically by saying create copies no, we're saying we want to move. And what attribute do we want to change? We want to change the layer, and we want to move the solid to this particular new layer. So let's go ahead and group our solid, and I'm going to click apply, and that applies that particular manipulation. So the solid that I had selected is now on stock side 2 layer. Notice that again the command remains open, so I can easily apply multiple manipulations in quick succession here. Let's say I also want to change the color. So let's go and switch the attribute type to color, and we can say select color. I like that orange. I'm going to click OK. And then let's exit out of the command. So by clicking on exit, that's going to say, okay, we're done with our manipulations, our attributes manipulations, and we want to get out of this particular command. So what have we done here? Well, you can see right here we have changed the color of that second solid, or the solid that we've grouped. And let's just confirm by turning on and off the layer that the layer has been changed. All right, very good. So next, what do I want to do? Well, let's take a little bit of a closer look at how these different commands work. So let's do some rotations. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the rotate command. Let's say create copies no, angle between copies 45, use origin for rotation axis. Yes, that looks okay. And again, I'm going to select maybe this stock solid, and you can see by clicking apply, we can go ahead and rotate it multiple times. We can actually switch the parameters. So let's go ahead and rotate the opposite way. I can also select, for example, or group something else all together, and again apply it to here. And then again, once we are finished, we just simply click exit, and that will exit us out of our particular command. Now, what if I've done something horrible? Oh no, I made a mistake, I want to undo. Well, the undo is available, and basically, just like the undo works for any of the other commands, you can kind of back up. And notice that it can get you back to the original state, not only with the last grouped item, but also with the very first item that I grouped as well. And be a little bit careful because your limit of the undos does apply just like it does for all the other commands. One other thing I wanted to show you here, actually two more things I want to show you is, let's say we needed to extract the geometry for whatever reason. Let me again hide that particular. Okay, so let's say I want to extract the geometry. We can again group our solid, and then here on the manipulation, we just have to simply select solid, make sure that the smash is set to solid. And again, this gives us our three options, just like the old interface did, where we can actually smash into wireframe, surfaces, or STL. Something kind of neat here. Let me go ahead and smash it into wireframe and surfaces at the same time. And I'm going to click apply, and I'm going to click exit. And one thing that we've actually enhanced here is a lot of times people would accidentally or they would smash their solid and into into surfaces, but they also wanted the original solid there. And if you didn't remember to do like a copy of the solid and maybe put it on another layer and then hide it, you sometimes lost your solid. Well, now if we take a look here, if I go ahead and hide my solid, you can see I do have my surfaces. If I do hide, if I do hide my surfaces, you can see I have my wireframe geometry. But notice that if I keep the surfaces hidden and I turn back on the original solid remains. So that's a bit of a neat enhancement that we've added with this manipulation. One last thing I wanted to talk about, and let me go ahead and turn back on this particular layer because it contains my feature here, is a very common manipulation that's done on features, specifically chain features, is reversing them. And if I go ahead and select that chain, you see that I do have the reverse here on the manipulation ribbon, and that will bring up my dialog window as you would expect, and I can then again simply click reverse and reverse the direction back and forth. But we've also actually added that to the feature ribbon as well. You'll see that there's a reverse under the edit, so you can very simply reverse the feature here as well. This only reverses the features, whereas the manipulation you can reverse features or curves. All right, thank you for joining. I encourage you to play around with the manipulation ribbon and give us your feedback. We're always happy to hear it. Again, if you have any questions, you know how to contact product engineering. Thank you very much.